When the alien emperor ordered her execution, no one expected his own war beast to defy him. The creature, taller than 10 men, scales black as night, spread its wings wide and shielded the trembling human girl instead. The court gasped. Soldiers froze. The emperor's voice cracked through the hall like thunder, demanding obedience, but the beast refused, locking eyes with him, its wings trembling, a low growl echoing through the chamber. What did the human do to make the galaxy's deadliest creature protect her, and why did the emperor look afraid? If that opening gave you chills, you're in the right place. This is one of those humans are the real mystery stories that all leave you thinking long after it ends. So if you love deep space drama, alien politics, and moments that make you whisper no way, then hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. The human girl stood before the throne of Ka-Rule, the most feared emperor in 3 galaxies. Chains glowed around her wrists, humming with blue energy. She didn't flinch, not even when the emperor's voice slithered through the air like cold smoke. "You trespassed on imperial soil," he said. "You defiled our relics. You will die before the twin suns set." Her name was Dr. Elara Wren, a xenobiologist from Earth. She'd come to study alien ecosystems, not to spark an interstellar trial. But when she stumbled upon the Emperor's sacred breeding chambers, she found something no human was supposed to see. A beast, half-starved, trembling, chained. She didn't run. She freed it. Now that very act had brought her here, surrounded by guards, her fate sealed. The Emperor leaned forward, his eyes like molten gold. "Take her to the execution pit," he ordered. But as the soldiers moved, a low vibration filled the hall. The ground trembled. Shadows deepened. Something massive was coming from the far end of the chamber. The air turned cold. The guards froze. The beast she had freed had come for her. The chamber doors burst open with a thunderous crack that shook the pillars. A gust of cold air swept through the hall, scattering golden drapes and silencing the crowd. Then came the sound. A deep, vibrating growl that seemed to echo from the bones of the planet itself. The beast entered, 12 feet tall, with obsidian scales that shimmered like liquid night. Its wings folded tight against its body, eyes glowing amber. Soldiers raised their weapons, but none dared fire. "Elara Wren," the Emperor hissed. "Your actions bring ruin even now." The creature's gaze locked on her. In a single movement, it leapt forward, landing between her and the guards. Its wings unfurled, vast enough to shadow the throne itself. Gasps rippled through the court. The Emperor rose to his feet, his hand trembling on the armrest. "Stand down!" he roared, but the beast didn't. Instead, it lowered its head protectively, a guttural snarl vibrating the air. The soldiers hesitated. The Emperor's control was slipping. And for the first time in centuries, someone defied him. Not a rival general, not a human, but his own creation. The Emperor's court whispered in disbelief. No living thing had ever defied the command of Ka-Rule's beast. The Dravun, a creature bred from ancient wars, loyal through blood seals older than empires. Yet here it was, wings stretched wide over a fragile human. Elara's eyes filled with something between fear and sorrow. She knew this creature, not as a weapon, but as a soul she had saved. Weeks earlier, deep beneath the alien jungles, she'd found it chained in a pit, its ribs showing, its breathing shallow. The alien scientists had called it a failed experiment. But when she reached through the energy bars and touched its scales, the creature hadn't attacked. It had leaned closer, its heartbeat syncing with hers through the shimmering field. That day she whispered one word: free. And it remembered. Now, under the Emperor's blazing glare, that bond pulsed between them again. The Dravhun rumbled softly, a sound almost like a sigh. "How?" the Emperor demanded. "What spell have you cast, human?" Elara shook her head. "No spell," she said quietly. "Just mercy." The words seemed to echo, soft but deadly, through the trembling court. For the first time in his long reign, Emperor Karul felt it. Fear. Not the kind that came from enemies or rebellion, but something older, deeper, primal. He could see it in the beast's eyes, the same glow that haunted his ancestors' legends. Long ago, the Dravhun were not slaves. They were guardians, ancient beings said to bond with hearts pure enough to awaken their will. But that was myth, wasn't it? The Emperor clenched his claws around the throne's edge. "It cannot be," he whispered. The bond of origin was lost eons ago. Yet here it was, breathing before him, alive, defiant, awakened by a human. Elara took a trembling step forward. "He's not your pet," she said softly. "He's sentient." The Emperor's fury cracked into disbelief. "You think compassion can rewrite bloodline command?" The Dravhun's tail slammed against the marble, shattering it. The sound was deafening. The soldiers stumbled back, eyes wide. The beast's wings flared again, not in threat but warning. The Emperor saw the truth in that moment. His empire's chains, forged through cruelty, were breaking. And the first crack had started with a single act of kindness. The hall was chaos. Guards shouted, lights flickered. The air vibrated with tension, a heartbeat before history changed forever. The Emperor raised his hand for the kill order, but his voice never came. The Dravhun turned, its eyes burning like twin suns, and let out a roar that tore through the throne room like a storm. The sound wasn't rage, it was mourning. Elara stood beside it, trembling, her hand brushing against its wing. "No more killing," she whispered. "Not for me." The beast bowed its head, wings lowering gently to shield her once more. In that moment, something extraordinary happened. The energy chains binding every Dravhun across the empire began to shimmer, then shatter. Across worlds, the enslaved beasts raised their heads, sensing the same pulse of freedom. The Emperor fell to his knees, staring at the ruin of his rule. "What have you done?" he rasped. Elara's gaze was calm. "Set them free." As the great beast lifted her onto its back, the twin suns broke through the clouds, their light flooding the hall. The wings spread wide, and with one powerful beat, they rose into the golden sky. A human and a beast, rewriting the galaxy's destiny.